what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to IT Facebook Live. It's almost IT TV. IT Facebook Live, man, for our Rise event coming up January 14th. If you have not gotten your ticket, man, it's a free ticket. Secure it now. We're talking trading. We're talking about preparing you guys for the trading year and making sure you're starting off with the right foundation, right? We're bringing those three pillars of success: mindset, economics, and technical analysis. Until you've mastered these three levels, it's going to be very difficult to secure yourself in your trading career and build your trading identity in this entire niche. That's going to be the first huge step, is to knowing who you are and what you bring to the market as you are
Excuse
effectively trying to operate. What's up?
me, I just sneezed.
You're good. So today, you guys know I am joined with Daniel, our mindset coach. What's good, Daniel?
What's going on?
Happy New Year to everybody and Merry Christmas. If you haven't caught us before, I'm glad to have you here today. If you're on the live with us, we're going to get into the topic of rising. What does it mean to rise this year? What does it mean to be in the identity that is evolved around rising from where you are to where you want to be? This is not about sales. This is not about, hey, you guys need to be traders or anything like that. That's never the focus. It's about people who already understand, hey, this is a niche I want to get involved with. This is a vehicle I think can get me from point A to point B in my life. And I need to learn how to navigate that effectively and do it the right way. So we want to empower traders that really want to grow. We want to enforce the importance of structure and discipline in that growth, and introduce Rise as the first serious steps to your independence for this year, right? A lot of you guys may have heard or may not have heard, like they're expecting 2030 to be a massive change in the jobs marketplace. So how can we do what we need to do right now so we're prepared for then? And it's really time to rise up and put things in the works. So with that being said, Daniel, what does it mean for us to truly rise coming into 2026?
100%. Well, yeah, first of all, Happy New Year to everybody. I hope you guys are locking in for the first official weekend of 2026. I'm really glad I'm not in school anymore, because I don't know if for any of y'all that remember, you have to write the date at the top of the paper, and it always took me a couple weeks to get it right. And so anyway, I don't know why I just thought of that, but I'm just glad I'm not in school anymore anyway, let alone for that reason. So yes, to answer your question, there's four there's obviously a lot of components to it, but I would say there's four kind of main components, especially within trading, that go into this concept of rising above. And when you think of the word rise, I want you just for a moment, everybody that's on here, what is the first thing that comes to mind when you think of that word? What is an association that you have, or a story that you have? Like, when was a time that you rose above something, or what does it actually mean to rise? Is it just a position? Is it you going above and beyond? I want you to think about what that means for a moment. And understand that in trading, again, there's multiple components, but four main ones would be rising above emotional trading, guesswork, inconsistent habits, and then the external noise and distractions that happen within trading. As you can imagine, that also applies to daily life. You have your emotions, you do guesswork, you have inconsistent habits, and there's a lot of external noise and distractions. And these are the systems and the ways that we function in our day-to-day life. So right now, what sort of emotions do you tend to trade with? Is it anger? Is it fear? Is it lust? Do you trade very greedily or lustfully, where you have this shiny object syndrome, where you had a markup, but then you see something else that isn't anything to do with your checklist and you just go for it, right? And sometimes, and if you maybe you've done that and you've won a trade before, and then because you won the trade, you assumed that you made the right decision. But as we know, sometimes the result doesn't always prove that we made the right decision.
Welcome to Independent Trading University at ITU. We're more than just an education platform. We're a community built to help you succeed. Trading can feel like a solo journey, but with ITU, you're never alone. Our team is here to support, guide, and push you toward mastery. Technical analysis support, so you can read the charts with precision. Fundamental support, so you understand market-moving news and economics. Psychology support, so you can develop the mindset of a successful trader. We provide the tools you need to thrive: weekly live education, 24/7 community support, and real-time trading setups from experienced coaches. Wherever you are, access the education and mentorship that will transform your trading. Join ITU today and trade with confidence.
So what emotions do you tend to trade with? Are you just guessing? Are you kind of listening to Zay a little bit, listening to Michael a little bit, listening to yourself a little bit, kind of throwing poop at the wall and seeing what sticks, or throwing honey and see how many flies come? Are you functioning from guesswork? Even in your normal life, are there things that you are making certain decisions about with very limited evidence? You can eliminate guesswork by having more evidence. So what are there any aspects of your trading life or practices right now that are functioning from guesswork that can be transitioned into discipline? What are some inconsistent habits that you need to rise above? Do you trade at the same time every day? Do you try to do multiple different markups at one point? What are the consistent habits that you can do to help ensure a system for yourself that is duplicatable, where you can repeat it on a daily basis? And also, it's not just you can do it on a daily basis, so that when you evaluate, you can evaluate whether or not you follow the system, not doing the guesswork to evaluate. Because a lot of people, they evaluate by guessing kind of how they did. And then with external noise and distractions, what are the things that usually pull you out of the trading mentality that you need? Are you setting yourself up to have a structured trading environment where maybe you need to close yourself off in a room? Maybe you need to do it in the early hours of the morning or the late hours of the evening in order to make it a conducive environment for you to give yourself the best possible opportunity to have a non-scathed vision or filter of how you're seeing these charts. So again, the four main components you're going to want to rise above is emotional trading, doing that guesswork, inconsistent habits, and then external noise and distractions. And understanding that it's also an internal shift first, and it'll take you a while. And that's part of the work, is doing it when you can't see the results yet. Is putting in that effort when you can't see those results, and then maybe losing a trade and not having that mean that you're not doing the work. Just because you lose a trade or win a trade doesn't have anything to do with whether or not you're doing the work. So are you willing to put in that internal work, knowing that it'll take a little bit of time in order for you to be able to see those results?
Man, that's major. That's so major, bro. Because how are you going to put yourself in the right position this year to make sure it's going to change for you? You know what I mean? It's as simple as, and I know for me, I have adjustments even still to make if I want to make it to more, not profits per se, but raise my bar as a trader, right? Am I more effective in the foundational areas in my journaling? Are there other things that I can be adding in that'll make a foundational difference for me this year, and I can rise another level? It's not simply just getting off the floor sometimes just where you're at, you need to go from a beginner to intermediate. And there's some things at the intermediate level that you need to learn to apply that'll get you out of being a beginner. You can't just jump beginner to intermediate just for the sake of, but it's more so because it makes sense to you, because I've learned all I can learn at this level and I'm hitting roadblocks. That's why people have that struggle with running through YouTube land, because you're running through YouTube land answering questions that you already have answers to. So you just end up in the cycle and the loop over and over again, rather than what are the other information that I haven't touched on that I need to acquire that's going to level me up, that's going to allow me to open my mind up to learn new things in another space. Okay, I got technicals down pat. I understand, charts. I've done as much as I can with seeing the same patterns over and over and over again. Now I don't understand that, my decision making is messed up because of whatever place, things that happened in my life, right? Places I've been, experiences I've had. That's going to construct your idea and your entire mind on, hey, I cannot stay strict in my discipline of journaling every trade that I take. I just out here, like Daniel said, just shooting from the hip for anything and hoping for the best. But I need a more structured approach. And I don't have any idea of how to structure myself the right way because I didn't have that upbringing to teach me that. So boom, you need coaching. You know what I mean?
100%.
All of it always comes right back to, I need coaching in this area and this expertise to get better.
In 2026, traders cannot afford to sit on the sidelines. This is the year of the action takers. The year you make a decision that changes everything. At Independent Trading University, we build an experience that brings together what traders have been missing for years. Mindset that keeps you stable, economics that keep you informed, technical precision that gives you direction. One complete system, one community, one path to independence. From January 14th to 18, ITU Rise 2026 will take you through 5 powerful days of coaching, clarity, and next-level growth. This is your chance to level up with your coaches live, build your personal trading plan, and finally break the habits holding you back. General admission is free. VIP access is optional for those ready to go deeper. VIP $27 admission includes Morning Motivation with Daniel, Pre-session Q&A 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, recording access for 7 days. Enjoy 7-day enrollment to ITU. Part of admission will be donated to the Grace Works program. Receive a discount on the ITU 30-day bootcamp. Digital copy of ITU Trading Guide $4,000 worth of value for $27. Whatever path you choose, one thing is certain. If you want 2026 to be different, this is where it starts. Register now at rise.myitu.org. ITU Rise 2026, the year of the action takers.
%. And that helps you build those foundations that you need, which is kind of transitioning into our next quick topic before I switch it over to you. But you have to understand that when you are doing these things as a practice, you're building a pattern, and then these patterns become your default, and those defaults are your foundation, right? And so what is it that you do when you're not thinking about anything? What is the first thing that comes to your mind? What is your default pattern when you see something switch? Is it fear? Is it grounding? Is it review? Thinking about those things will help you figure out where your confidence is and where your foundations lie. And so one of the things that people do, and one of the biggest drivers of why people start trading, is because they want freedom. Right? They want financial freedom, they want time freedom, they want whatever that looks like. A typical response, if you ask, why did you start trading? It was because I want to be free. The problem with this is the assumption that comes, especially with pursuing a field that is essentially strictly financial, because you're studying finances, you're studying the markets, you're trading money, you're trading all these things. There's 3 main mistakes that people tend to make, and they skip the foundational work, they rush execution, and then they avoid uncomfortable discipline. And so what do I mean by that? Well, we just talked about essential foundations that you need to have into place, where you're understanding your emotions, you have these consistent patterns. If you've been on these lives before, you need to have a checklist. I would highly recommend being in some sort of academy or an educational platform. You need to get your mindset right. These are the foundational works. And let me tell you something. Would you rather, in your mind, you might be thinking, I've been spending 3 months on the foundation. But let me tell you, if you rush execution and you execute before foundation, you're going to have to build foundations anyway. But now you're going to be doing it in a year when you have to unlearn all of the foundations that you built because you rushed execution, and now they're all wonky and your house isn't stable. So take the time on those foundations, knowing that execution is just taking action, and you want to be able to take action based off of foundations. It's as simple as that. Is execution should be doing something based off of data that I've observed to help me make a logical and an educated decision. And discipline's uncomfortable. Going to the gym, people that go to the gym consistently, they're not always motivated to be there, but it's the discipline that gets in there. It doesn't feel good all the time to wake up at 5 a.m. My friend is 24 years old, and for 7 years in a row, every single day in a row, he has woken up at 5 a.m., ice bathed, and gone on a run. Every day for 7 years. And there isn't a morning where he doesn't go, this sucks. Every day he's like, this sucks, and he does it. This sucks, and he does it, because he's able to see. You got to see past the suck. Things suck. You don't do things just because they feel good or just because they're exciting. You do them because of what they're able to give you, which is that discipline, which is those results. And as you can imagine, the dude is freaking jacked. He's super disciplined, and that carries out into the other areas of your life. Now, I'm not telling you to wake up at 5 a.m. and run an ice plunge every day, but you can have those uncomfortable disciplines, and the only thing that makes it uncomfortable is your belief about what it is that you're doing. So if you take away the fact of whether or not it's comfortable and you just define it as a discipline that leads you closer to where it is you want to go, it's going to change the entire experience of how you're pursuing the life that you want to live. Knowing that the circumstances don't determine that the value that you have, and your discipline and your commitment is built in those moments where you want to say no, but you say yes anyway.
That's for sure. I mean, like you said, man, it's gonna suck. A lot of things are gonna suck. Being in a position that you might be in right now sucks. When you get knocked down, it sucks. I mean, we all have these types of experiences. Being wealthy and not having a great relationship with your family or your kids also sucks. So there's so many different levels to it and so many ways that we got to identify, but then we've got to do something about it, right? We've got to get ourselves in a position and say, all right, this is the year I'm making that change. If you've fallen, the first thing like I like to hear, I like to listen to Les Brown. Les Brown talks
Yep.
about, look, if you can look up, you can get up, right? So
Mhm.
that's where we're at, right? We're getting our foundation right that we're going to push back off of. And as having coaches put you in the position to have the help you need to get up effectively and stay up, right? We don't just want to get up and then just fall back down because we keep making the same mistakes. We're going to adjust. We're going to pivot. We're going to use this Rise event as an opportunity to say I'm serious about this. It's free, but I'm not going to treat it like it's free. I'm going to treat it like I spent $30,000 to do this. Like I spent $100,000 to learn this. That's how I'm walking in. So I'm showing up to get everything done. I'm paying attention to any emails that are coming in. I'm taking care of whatever timelines I've got to meet and deadlines I've got to meet, and I'm going to make sure I'm going to be there to get the most out of this event and make sure it's the right thing for me. And that's how you find out. And then if you like what you get at the event, you come back for more, or you solidify into the coaching, right? Now you take it to the next level. And that's how it works in every arena, no matter if you're in real estate or the work. So with that being said, Daniel, thank you so much for the time. Real quick, with the last maybe 5 minutes, we do have a student on. Jackson, you have any questions or anything before we let Daniel go?
No questions, man. I had to tap in. I was in the middle of grabbing some stuff and talking to prospective clients. I got in a little late, but no questions really.
All right,
I
all
love it.
right. Excellent, excellent. Hey, Daniel, thank you again for your time, brother. I can't wait. I'm super excited for the event, and we've got some interesting conversations to have ahead.
Absolutely, man. Have a great rest of your day. See you guys. Thank you.
You too. Talk to you later. Oh, hey, traders. This is a quick reminder. The clock is ticking, and this is the last 30 days to lock in on our current rates. If you've been on the fence, now's the time to really jump in. Here's the deal. For the next 30 days, you can enroll in Independent Trading University at the current price of $45 a month for undergrad traders and $55 a month for career traders. And we've held this price point for 3 years to give every individual the opportunity to start their trading journey for the cheapest possible price point out there. So that's right. If you head over to myintu.org and secure your spot, you'll be able to lock in at the current prices. Now here's the best part of the situation. If you're already with us, you're locked in at the current rate as long as you remain a student. That's our commitment to you. So if you want to start learning and earning with us at ITU, don't miss this final opportunity to lock in the best rate. Now we've had a phenomenal year. Many have finally crossed over that milestone of getting their funded accounts. So this is prime time for you to get locked in before the holidays, and let's make sure this happens for you. I'll see you guys on the other side. So with that being said, I want to give a little bit about the economics, right? We talked a lot about the mindset approach, what it means to rise during this year and getting ready to do what I need to do to be effective in this arena and in this niche. So one biggest mistakes traders make as far as economics is treating charts in isolation. Like this is all it is, as if the market exists in this vacuum of just chart analysis, chart analysis, chart analysis. In reality, right? It's a combination of the analysis and what is happening, but understanding also that these things are reacting to policies, liquidity, global pressures that are happening, whether we want to acknowledge these things or not. So a lot of times we get messed up with our trades because we're in a trade and it's not effectively doing what we're expecting it to do that day, but we're not keeping awareness that that market has an important news policy, news release coming out that week in a few days. And that is why your market's not moving when it's time for it to move. But through that, for your frustrations, you're now entering 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times on the same day into a trade. That's not time. It's not time for it to move yet. So it's these types of things that we need to understand and put into practice and put into our journaling that will keep us away from making these silly mistakes. Don't be afraid or upset by having done this, if this has been you, but I've been there. And I can only speak on it because I've walked that walk. I've been on many of days where I'm forcing trades and opportunities that I think are happening right there in the moment. And a lot of times I had to wait 3 days. I don't know what was so special about it or why, but once I paid attention to that habit, it was easy to recognize and say, okay, well, when I start recognizing opportunities, I need to sit on my hands for 2 days at least to allow it to set itself up in my favor. Same thing is, hey, this news release also isn't happening in 3 days. So that's probably why I keep messing up. I'm entering on Mondays and the move is until Wednesday, or it's not happening until Friday, so on and so forth. So you're busting your head all week long when you could have just waited, right? So if we have these things going on, and as we head into 2026, we need to pay attention to rate policy, inflation cycles, government spending, global instability, all these things that are going to shape the volatility that you're looking to get out of the marketplace. So you don't need to predict headlines, but you need to understand the environment and when and where things are happening, whether it's in yen or China or AUD or Europe, or the GDP has news coming up. We need to pay attention to these things if that's our marketplace that we plan to be effective in. The other thing is, when traders understand macro context of what's happening into the market, we can understand why we need to trade with patience, why we're not over trading. The other thing is our families, right? If we are trying to get ourselves in a position, not just to be good traders, but to understand the economic marketplace, to position ourselves. We need to know, hey, this is coming up in the housing market. I need to know why this is happening, where is this happening, and what's the effect going to be. So if I need to position myself to buy or sell, if I'm in the marketplace for that, I know when to do that. Mike has saved himself thousands of dollars being aware and how to utilize that information. If I don't know how to use that information, why am I not asking on economic calls? Hey, look, this is something that's really important to me, or it's important to my family to understand how this works because I'm positioning my money in this area. Ask these questions. Understand what are the economic ties to what I'm trying to do and why I'm trying to do it and how I can be effective in whichever angle you're coming at it from. Stocks, housing, trading, whichever. There is a reason to understand why economics plays such a major role. Okay, so Rise coming up is not going to be about taking shortcuts, right? We're doing clear structure. We're going to be grounded in our market understanding and principles and real economic awareness. This is why we need to be at the event. This is why others need to be at the event. I've just let clients know the other day that want to bring people to IT Rise to understand, listen, we are not bringing people here that are still unsure or I'm just dipping my toe. I'm just trying to see, again, this is like, we're all well aware that this is out here and this opportunity exists for all of us to take advantage of. We don't know how to do it. I'm coming here to get coaching, just like you would approach going to any other education system. You're not showing up there, do I know this degree works, right? You're showing up there like, hey, I'm going to put my paperwork in because I want to enroll here because I need to learn certain things to better my skill set. Very, very simple. Now, if we're talking about in the technical arena, okay, you might have some areas where you're looking at analysis in the wrong manners. How can we rise from understanding where was I doing last year with my technical analysis that I'm not going to do this year, that I'm not going to bring in with me? Okay, I'm not going to just show up on random days of the market and just be trading for the sake of trading purposes. I'm going to understand there's a certain analysis I need to do at the beginning of a week so I can understand what I'm going into. There's daily analysis that I'm practicing so I understand each day what's happening, how it's moving, and where it's actively going in front of me. And then I am trading what I see. How can I make it any more simple for you guys? Getting off the ground and rising this year in your technical analysis is simply taking it serious and doing the work. Journaling each step of the way. Hey, Sunday, I've done this. Here's what I'm looking for. Boom. You go into the week. Did it happen? Did the setup come in the way you wanted it? Or did it not? And not trading what I feel should happen. Oh, I feel this should go down right now, but it's not. So guess what I should be doing? Probably buying. Get the emotional ties out of it and just, I'm here to get this task done in this way. And once you do it enough times and you start to critique and mold and adjust, you start to put yourself in a position to understand, here's how the full operation works. And that's what Rise is about. It's helping you build your operation, help you set up the practices that you need to be following on a week by week basis to help you become successful. It's all about you at the end of the day.
I have something truly special to share with you today. Have you ever dreamt of financial success and didn't know where to start? Look no further than Independent Trading University. At ITU, we offer a diverse range of courses, from Forex basics to advanced technicals, along with comprehensive fundamentals education, mindset coaching, health and wellness guidance, plus stock and crypto trading strategies. That's right. Everything you need for a well-rounded trading journey, all in one place. Our mission is clear, helping you make extra income by learning the art of trading. Join us today at solo.to/independent-trading-guru and take advantage of an exclusive pre-sale. $50 for undergrad students looking to trade part-time, and just $75 for career traders ready to dive in full-time. With ITU, you'll master the art of making consistent income from the markets. This is your chance to start building a brighter financial future. Are you ready to transform your trading game and take control of your financial future? Look no further than Independent Trading University, your one-stop destination for comprehensive Forex education and so much more. Whether you're a beginner or an experienced trader, we've got you covered. We believe in a holistic approach to trading success. Gain a deep understanding of market fundamentals, master your mindset, and prioritize your well-being. We're here to support your growth every step of the way. And let's not forget about stocks and crypto. Discover exciting opportunities and learn strategies to make extra income. The best part? We're running a limited time pre-sale for new students. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to gain the skills, knowledge, and support you need to succeed. Ready to make connections with your financial future? Visit our website at solo.to/independent-trading-guru to secure your spot in our pre-sale today. Independent Trading University, where trading dreams become reality. It's time to start your journey to financial freedom. Don't wait. Visit solo.to/independent-trading-guru now.
Whether I do well, Mike does well, or anybody else does well in the marketplace that day, doesn't even matter on whether or not you're going to do well. Doesn't matter how much money is out there. Yes, the foreign exchange market has trillions of dollars a day moving through it, but are you capable of positioning yourself to even get a piece of that? That's what it's all about. So don't waste time on does this work, does it not work, is trading a scam or is it not a scam? Here it is. Wall Street already screwed you in 2020 to begin with. If you didn't understand how that worked, and you want to really want to look at that, you want to say, yo, what happened in 2020 while they gave all this money out? They gave all the money out knowing y'all was going to put it right back in. How do I keep my economy afloat? I give it to the consumers so they can consume more. And we float. Market's up. Things is great. I can make it look like everything is well, even when it's not. So it's not a matter of does it exist, can I make money? It is a matter of how do I position myself to take advantage of this opportunity? How do I position myself to get a little bit of that money back in my pocket? And what do I need to learn? And that's what we're here to do. Get you guys right, have the free Rise event so you guys can get started and set the stage up for you to have a successful year. Because if we can connect and you guys can work with us and you can be disciplined and coachable, we can make something happen for you and put you in the position you want to be in. But it starts with us finding out, do we work? Right? Do we connect? Can I coach you to success? Can you follow instructions? Can you stay disciplined? Can you show up when you need to show up? Can you submit reports that you need to submit on a week-by-week basis? Because yes, there are weekly reports that need to be submitted because some clients are just not in a position to follow structure without reporting. And that is okay because a big part of even getting to success is writing down your goals. So we need to write things down anyway. So yes, I need to, Mike needs to, and Daniel needs to work with people who are ready to move and are action takers this year. So if that is you, and this has been a fantastic call that you have learned something from and something that can put you in position, and you think you're one of those people that are ready to be guided along the way and can be trusted to be the two-way street in this relationship, please by all means go to rise.myitu.org. Get signed up ASAP. Let's start your journey the right way. Let's give you those tools and practices that's going to make you successful. And I will see you guys on January 14th. And I'm out of here. Jackson, thanks for coming through, brother. I will see you tonight, or what's today, Saturday? So I'll see you tomorrow for the overview.
Sounds good, man. I'll holler at you later.
Yes, sir. Peace.